Our planet Earth is filled with breathtaking landscapes and striking places that need to be preserved. With climate change affecting all of us, we can still enjoy what the planet has to offer when we decide to gradually switch to more environment-friendly modes of transportation. Electric vehicles are a pathway for climate-neutral mobility.
Owning an EV comes with many benefits. It runs cleaner and quieter, it delivers a smooth drive, has a reasonable maintenance cost, and it also means more pesos in your wallet as you avoid fluctuating pump prices. Sound good to you? I'm Paolo Abrera. Let's drive further into the world of EVs right here on One Small Act. The Philippine auto industry saw a number of new EVs launched in the middle of the pandemic. That's a pretty good indication of the market's open-mindedness to EVs. At present, the country continues to develop its EV market, which the government is helping.
The Electric Vehicle Industry Development Act, or EVIDA, aims to incentivize the rapid adoption of EVs and charging stations locally, while also developing a national plan for the industry known as CREVI, or the Comprehensive Roadmap for the Electric Vehicle Industry. Tax exemptions, reduced registration fees, and preferential parking spaces are among the incentives. Also included is exemption of full electric models as well as hybrids from the number coding scheme. Data from the Energy Department show that as of 2022, there are about 9,000 EVs in the country, which largely comprise of electric tricycles and motorcycles, while charging stations are at 300.
From this year until 2028, the department is targeting to roll out more than 2.45 million EVs and 65,000 charging stations. BMW Group has expressed its ambition to lead the way in sustainability, which rests on 6 pillars: circular economy, electrification, production, supply chain, employee development, and societal responsibility.
BMW in the Philippines is already offering 3 fully electric models in the local market and is looking forward to bring more options as the country gradually switches to electrified mobility.
Last year, we had the great fortune to be invited by BMW to experience their flagship EV in their SUV lineup, and that was the BMW iX. And we did it in one of the most scenic spots in the world, Iceland, the very model of sustainability. Well, this year, we're lucky enough to be invited again to see how that electric technology has sort of trickled down across their range and influenced their approach to more sustainable mobility as a whole. We're going to be driving the BMW X1 and the very exciting BMW iX1, and we're doing it in Spain. This is Basque Country. Welcome to Bilbao. Buenos dias. It is a beautiful morning for a drive. We are starting the adventure today with these 2 amazing vehicles. We're going to be driving all over Basque Country, taking in its culture, its traditions, its history, and seeing how they can embrace all of that alongside with what the future brings. Now, speaking of the future, this is it right here, the BMW X1 and the BMW iX1. Buckle up and join us for the ride. So it's not often that you get to drive a brand new BMW iX1 through Basque Country, much less do it with a surfing pro. We've got 2-time WSL, European pro surfer, and all-around cool guy, Marlin. Hey, Marlin, it's cool that we're traveling with you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to do this little trip to the beach with you in the iX1, and we are on the way to Zarauz. Zarauz is a small town in the Basque Country, and it's known for its surf.
Well, let's talk about the connection between just the idea of us sort of experiencing the contrasts that there are to be found here. We're talking about taking in the history, the art, the culture the tradition of Basque Country, where they have, they've left one foot in this old world, but they're sort of embracing everything that's new. And that, of course, includes everything about sustainable mobility and sustainable ways of moving forward. And you're on board that. You work closely with BMW, and you know what their push towards sustainable mobility is all about. How does surfing, your lifestyle, fit into the idea of embracing sustainable mobility?
Yeah, it's a very good question. As a surfer, you feel very connected to nature, and then comes at times like, we got to do something. And with BMW, I just found that connection. I'm now 3 years driving around Europe, all electric, and I always try to find also charging possibilities that have green energy.
And of course, as with the BMW iX1, or like any other EV, it's really crucial that there are more renewable energy sources to create that perfect synergy.
This is one of the stops that we're making along our scenic drive. This is the Louise Wind Park. It's one of several that operate here in the Basque Country, and it produces 100% green, sustainable energy for this area. Let's talk about real-world EV driving, though. Over the past 3 years, you said you sort of embarked on this adventure of just driving across Europe and, wherever you needed to go, fully electric. What was the big learning there, and just the way you've changed the way that you run your life, and that's something that we can emulate as well?
It's a different mindset, but once you change your mindset, you don't feel like you're missing out anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's the crucial point. I don't feel like I can't do certain things or it's really jeopardizing something. I enjoy it. I'm actually have a longer road trip after this, and I'm really looking forward to it because I know the stops I'm going to do.
Right.
I know the food I'm going to have, and it works.
The important thing to keep in mind is when you do sort of give EV a chance, it's important to remember that you're not really shortchanging yourself in any way, particularly with the BMW experience. I think more than anything, this car is an exciting car to drive, an efficient car to drive. But more than that, it hasn't changed the kind of driver-centric love of driving that BMW has. This is really still all about the driver engaging with the car. It's still a fun car to drive, but it's just a whole lot more of a responsible way to move around, which doesn't detract any of the joy of driving.
Of course, you have to calculate, do a different calculation in terms of time. You can't just go like, I do what I want, and in no time I'm a certain
Yeah, you can't sort of jump into a new system and do things the old way that you did it. It's just a matter of sort of changing the way you do things to suit what the current reality is. And the reality is, EV is cleaner and here to stay.
Up next, we steer more into the advantages of owning EVs and the importance of reducing your environmental impact when traveling. Taking a scenic drive with one of the world's most beautiful views really makes you appreciate Mother Earth and will truly move you to care for it even more. And along the way, I've also learned about BMW's greater aspirations, that their vehicles need to be as eco-friendly as possible, not only during their carbon-free use phase, but also in terms of their overall footprint, including production and the supply chain.
Yes, our vision is to achieve full circularity. That meaning in the future, when we'll produce a car, it can be fully dismantled, recycled, and we build a new car out of the same material that we just won from the old car. The recycling part of our cars is ever increasing. Basically, every new BMW, we put a lot of effort in making the best out of the concept in terms of recycling, in terms of sourcing material responsibly, environmentally friendly. So we do that for our batteries by sourcing our own raw material like cobalt, like lithium, and providing that to our suppliers. So you can expect that with the new generations there will be an ever-increasing part of recycled material being used.
what we want to tell is the story of how we can put things together, how we can make it happen despite there is confronting targets and goals. And you can feel it in our products, and I think the X1 is also a perfect product for that, because it offers nowadays the full power of choice. You can have combustion engine, fully electric engine in one piece. You won't recognize a difference. So helping the customers to make the transition themselves from the traditional combustion engine model to the fully electric ones. Well, we've come a long way with electric vehicles already. So with the iX, you imagine basically the fourth generation electric drivetrain that we are having. You will be provided with an exceptional range of over 400 kilometers. That is super compatible to everybody's needs, I would say. And on top of that, it is not only electric, it is also already applying sustainable principles that we'll see even more in the future. Sustainability currently is not a destination, it is a journey. And that is basically what we are trying to apply, getting better with every day, exploring the possibilities and extending our sustainability rate in every aspect.
Traveling through the Basque Country and taking in its unique culture and natural wonders has reminded me how we need to look towards future technologies and adopt a lifestyle that focuses on our greater relationship with the planet, so that the next generation can continue to enjoy tomorrow what we enjoy today. And with options like the X1 and the soon-to-be-released iX1, we have the power to choose. The power to choose any road we want to take and do that sustainably. The power to choose joy, and the power to be part of the solution when we continue to explore.
This trip through Bilbao and the Basque Country has been one of contrasts, one that shows us the old and the new, some city and surf, the past and the future. And BMW has reminded us that there's really only one road to get there, the sustainable one. So once again, from Bilbao, Spain, this is Paolo Abrera reminding everyone that we may have a daunting task ahead of us, but we've got the solution if we all pitch in. And it all begins with one small act.